Hi all. So I'll be today talking and discussing about claims that drinking cow urine and drinking cow dung, taking bath in cow dung, all these are just not there in our scriptures, and there some people are mad who do it practice like that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Our scriptures do prescribe it, and yes, people take it seriously and they do follow it at the end of the day. So, and also I'll be discussing on whether it's even relevant in today's terms. So let's start with Srimad Bhagavatam, book 8, chapter 8, 11th verse. And as you can see, this is the Sanskrit verse from that chapter 8, 11th verse from the book 8, canto. And as you can see, here is a translation. So this is a translation by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so the ISKCON founder, and what does it translate? So the translation says the land became a person and collected all the drugs and herbs needed for instilling the deity. The cows delivered five products, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, urine, and cow dung. And spring personified collected everything produced in spring during the months of Chaitra and Vaishaka, that is April and May in the bracket. So, so you have to think for a moment, how can a land become a person? And then it says cow delivered the five products. I mean, how can it deliver it directly? It's saying as though it delivered it directly. There is a process of even extracting the yogurt and ghee, right? You churn, you do heating, and you boil, and you have some process. So that's how you get yogurt and ghee. And it clearly says urine and cow dung, and it says it was collected by spring personified. So spring is somehow personified here as a person, and it collected everything. And all this, if you think purely logically and reasoning, pure reason, this actually doesn't make. I mean, land has become a person, spring has become a person, and it's saying it's collecting all this. You just think about it. Okay, so this was about Bhagavatam. So here also you see emphasis is given on urine and cow dung, and it says products are to be collected by spring. All this, so it's clearly mentioning as part of the products here, urine, cow urine, and the cow dung. And this is the shloka from Anushasan Parv, chapter 13, sorry, Anushasan Parv, and verse 78. So Anushasan Parv is the 13th book of Mahabharat, so 78th verse. So what does it say? And of course I'll give the context here. The context here is Bhishma is advising as a part of doing yajnas and yagas and some rituals regarding the duties of king. Okay, so that's one context I have given for understanding. But let's see what does it say. One should always bathe using cow dung at the time. One should sit on dried cow dung. One should never cast one's urine and excreta and other secretions on cow dung. One should never obstruct kine in any way. One should eat sitting on cowhide purified by dipping it in water, and then cast one's eyes towards the west, sitting with restrained speech. One should eat ghee using the bare earth. Folks, if you were to do all this in 21st century, this doesn't make sense at all. Maybe it was good at archaic times, maybe that time we don't know. Maybe it was good at a time when probably we were not highly advanced in our technologies, but these things do not make any sense in today's term. Okay, and also you look at one more part. He's saying he's saying cast one's eyes towards west. I mean, the common belief in today's Hindus are like west is not considered a very sacred area. I mean, not so sacred when compared to north and the east. And then he's asking you to even take bath in cow dung at that time. and he is asking you to sit on a dried cow dung, and then he is asking you to even should eat sitting on a cowhide purified by dipping it in water. I mean, these things just do not make sense in today's term, sitting and doing all these things. There is no logic behind in today's term, even if you take the context. When most of the people do these days do homas and yaga sitting on a chair and nice way of, sitting in a much comfortable position and doing other rituals. Okay, and he's asking you to eat ghee using the bare earth. That's, you cannot even fathom what it is trying to say. Okay, so this was from Mahabharat Anushasan Par verse 78. This is from Manu Smriti, chapter 11, verse 91 and 92. Okay, so here is very interesting thing. A twice born man, it could be anybody who is completed his Janayu and Upanayanam. So it's intending to say that. So a twice born man who has, in bracket says, intentionally drunk through delusion of mind. Okay, so it's trying to soft quote maybe here, all that. Bracket it says, the spirituous liquor called. Okay, so it says, what is it? Sura. Sura shall drink that liquor boiling hot, when his body has been completely scaled by that. He is freed from his guilt. So here an advice is given that you are supposed to drink a boiling hot liquor until his body has been completely scaled by it, and it's as though he has committed some crime, so it's part of punishment, so he's freed from his guilt. Or as a part of second advice, the verse 92, he clearly says he may drink cow's urine, water, milk, clarified butter, and quote unquote bracket it says liquid cow dung, boiling hot until he dies. So it clearly says you are supposed to drink boiling hot cow urine, water, milk, clarified butter, and even cow dung, liquid cow dung, till you die. That is, the twice born person dies. Here it's trying to say. So this is from Manu Smriti, make no mistake. And this is again from Manu Smriti, chapter 11, verse 213. Okay, so bracket it says, subsisting on the cow urine of the cows, cow dung, milk, sour milk, clarified butter, and a decoration. Small mistake from the author, I think, printing mistake. So it is a decoration of kusha grass, and fasting during one day and night is called Samtapanna Krikhara. So here it's regarding about fasting, and it clearly says what you are supposed to eat. So Hindus, whoever is doing fasting, this is what you are supposed to eat and live on for that day. Cow's urine, cow dung, milk, sour milk, clarified butter. Only on these things. Okay. So if anybody is planning to keep a fast, this is what they're supposed to follow, and this is what it's prescribed as part of Samtapanna Krikhara. So this is from Manu Smriti, chapter 11, verse 213. So you people just think about all this. Is it making any sense? Or is it even necessary in today's term? When you can eat apple, when you can eat good fruits. Childhood we used to hear an apple in every day keeps the doctor away. Eat nice fruits and do regular exercise. Yoga is also a good aspect. Do exercises, and at the best, take care of yourself. Eat healthy food. You can eat green leafy vegetables. You can drink water. You can just boil the water and drink. No need to do anything else. Okay, but by drinking cow urine, boiling and drinking liquor, boiling and drinking cow dung, and all that prescriptions, it just doesn't make sense. there is no need of it. When you can still have a very good life, it's very simple life. As I said, you only need to take good fruits like apple, banana, take citrus fruits. They contain lot of vitamin C. And then green leafy vegetable is always good, always prescribed. And reduce oily foods. And if you are caring about health, yes, do home exercises. You may try yoga as well, that's good enough. You can do all these things. I mean, why would you do all these things which are prescribed here? There is no necessity. You can do all these things and still be having a very good healthy life. And that's all I can say here. Okay, thanks.